it's the end of October
Right.
and you're wrapping up Christmas.
More or
And-
less. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're not even thinking about it.
No. Right.
So
And
if
then,
people want to get involved, they need to get involved now.
absolutely. And, this year with COVID, things are, of course, very different.
Sure. So I would venture to say that there has never been a bigger time for need for monetary support of your organization.
That's
You're
what we
all
feel.
volunteer,
Right.
typically get clothing and toys and decorations donated,
Right.
and then
Right.
gift cards go out for grocery and then for the
Right.
teenagers. But now gift cards need to go out for everybody to make it
Right.
safe.
What we're aiming for is donations made to us, which can be made up through November 10th. And so we've basically eliminated the coats and the giving tree and the mitten trees and all of those. And we're kind of putting together Adopt a Family Giving Center, more or less, because we really don't want to have people going out shopping like they normally would for Adopt a Family. So we're just hoping that we can assist all the families that apply by giving them grocery vouchers and gift cards so that they can select some things for their family.
So now, tell me exactly, who is a Community Christmas? Because I know before working at the foundation, I was not certain.
Right. A Community Christmas, as I see it, is like an umbrella project. And under this umbrella, we have many different facets. One includes Adopt a Family.
Mm-hmm.
One includes our Toys for Tots from the Marine Corps. We also have Giving Tree. We also do Coats for Christmas, Mitten Trees, and then as well, the Giving Center. So there are lots of different programs that are all under a Community Christmas.
So this makes sense now. The Christmas trees that you see out at like the YMCA where you can take a tag off and
exactly
have a family, that's you.
That's part of us.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the donation boxes for, Marine Corps, Toys for Tots come to us, though they go other places as well. But I mean, we are just a little bit of a lot of different projects. And I think until someone gets really involved, you don't fully understand that.
Okay, so tell me, what does a typical holiday season look like for you?
Okay. In October, we have intake, and that's when people are invited to come to Community Christmas, which usually we're set up at like the American Legion, and they're interviewed. And, typically maybe 800 families come there.
Wow.
And from those interviewed, it also includes some single, senior, disabled adults as well as that number. And from that number, then we're dividing them into Adopt a Family recipients or invites to our Giving Center. And then they, in probably November, receive a letter that indicates which it is for them. So perhaps they have that number, 247-ish, might go to Adopt a Family. Mm-hmm. That all depends on how many agencies or groups we have that want to adopt. And then the rest would all be invited to the Giving Center. So basically, we help everybody that comes to us in some way. For those who are invited to the Giving Center, usually 2 or 3 days in, say, the 12th to the 15th of December, they will come. And the last couple of years, we've been at the Stark County Fairgrounds. And those coming there will be invited to select 2 to 3 toys for their children that are ages, say, 0 through 10. And then they are invited to go through our clothing, new and slightly used, that have been donated, and other miscellaneous household items donated, lots of times Christmas decorations donated, and they can select from those as well for their family members. And then if they have teenagers that are 11 to 19-year-old age range that are still in public school, they are given a gift card to a local Walmart. And then the family also receives a grocery voucher to Fisher Foods, and the amount of that is based on the size of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is then what happens at the Giving Center. While that's going on to the side of the Giving Center, that's when people come in and pick up their Giving Tree items, if people have been, helped by that. So that's kind of another side thing that's going on as well. So I would say then everything is pretty much wrapped up for us by about, the 15th of December as far as our project goes.
So let's put that in perspective. It's now the end of October.
Right.
And you're wrapping up Christmas.
More or less, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're not even thinking about it.
No, right.
So
and
if people want to get involved, they need to get involved now.
Absolutely. And, this year with COVID, things are, of course, very different. We are not doing physical contact for the safety of both our volunteers and for our clients. We typically have well over 300 volunteers in some aspect or other of our program. And a lot of us are retirees. And so, the age and safety of our volunteers is utmost in our minds, and as well as our clients. So we have worked hard to come up with what can be an alternative plan to keep everybody safe. What we're aiming for is donations made to us, which can be made up through November 10th. And so we've basically eliminated many of those aspects of the program I described before, like the coats and Giving Tree and the mitten trees and all of those. And we're kind of putting together Adopt a Family Giving Center, more or less, because we really don't want to have people going out shopping like they normally would for Adopt a Family. So we're just hoping that we can assist all the families that apply. Our first priority, we feel, would be to give them grocery vouchers so that they can provide a nice holiday meal for their families. Yeah. And then if we have enough monies received, then we would perhaps, be able to include a gift card. And that would again be all determined by the size of the family. It was a question when we first met of, do we do anything at all or not? And the general feeling of our board was, this year, probably more than ever, people need help. And we're aware of that with, jobs lost and what have you, that people really probably do need extra help. So we want them to know we're there. We are, willing to help in whatever way we can. And so I know the repository has been great about putting advertisements in for us about, our project. And we're just hoping that, people will respond and support us in that way, because there is a need. There's definitely a need. We feel that the number is down a little bit, and I know we have a concern about that, and so we're just not sure that people are responding as we hope they would. I know even coming into the intake center, a lot of times it's a matter of word of mouth, that people forget about us there, and then they have to be reminded by friends and other people they know to come to the intake center in order to apply. So normally we do advertise our project through school when it starts, and get the word out to families that way. So I think our numbers are down a little compared to what we're used to, but then again, it is like you say, October, and some aren't even thinking that way yet. So hopefully maybe in these last couple of weeks or so of October, we'll get a little more response and be able to have more families that are able to apply.
So you mentioned that there are no coats for kids and there's no mitten tree. And I believe when we spoke before, you said that impact was around 6,000 coats?
Yes. I mean, that's how many we distributed probably all total last year. And so I'm not sure what, is going to happen in that respect. I mean, I think those are, little things you just don't think about. And even right now, when the weather hasn't really started to change, you're not as inclined to think about that. But, where and how people will be helped with that, it's going to make a real impact as well, as far as what people will receive. So,
So getting a scope of your program, how many families or how many individuals did you help last year?
Last year, as I said, there were a total of 803 families that came to the intake. And of that number, 247 went to Adopt a Family, and about 397 came to the Giving Center. And then the other, like 100, I think there were about 159 single individuals that were helped, and they're just usually given a food voucher. That's
Okay.
how we usually help the singles and individuals.
So Nell, if somebody wants to get involved and wants to help in your mission with helping families here in Stark County have a happier Christmas, how do they get involved?
Our website is acommunitychristmas.org, all lowercase, and they can there find all the information that they would need on how to donate and what they can do to assist us, especially in this given year. It's a wonderful organization, and I think you're blessed as much in being a part of it as you know that you are blessing the people that are recipients of the goodwill. And I think it's just a great way that the people of Stark County can help their fellow residents of Stark County, because it's all local and it all stays local. And I think that's one thing that we can be very proud of.